an Arsenal fan, and we're doing a European preview for next week. We've got lots of games: Arsenal, Benfica, got United, Sociedad. Oh, of course, we've got Leipzig, Liverpool.
Yeah, lots of big games, and especially obviously the Europa League, which is the main event, obviously, of the week.
Thursday night,
so there'll be main focus on that. Yeah, Thursday nights over Wednesday and Tuesday nights, obviously.
All right, so we'll start with your team, Arsenal. Arsenal versus Benfica. Tell me your thoughts on that one.
To be honest, I think it will be easy. It will be a comfortable victory, I think, on the Thursday. However, obviously, you can't underestimate Benfica. International teams.
No.
Benfica, they have European experience. So I'm not going to say now, we're going to absolutely spank them. However, I do think we will win comfortably, and especially after obviously Aubameyang back now, and due to the fact that we have to focus now on the Europa League, as it's our only chance of winning a trophy, and it's a slim chance, but obviously you have to make the most of what the tournaments that you're in. So
do you think
big priorities are going to be
you going out last season against in the 32. Do you think that'll give you a bit more of a bounce to do one better, or
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to bounce back from that. I mean, that was shambolic. That shouldn't have happened, and I think we normally do relatively well in the Europa League. We made it into the final. I know we didn't win it, so that's kind of irrelevant. However, I do feel that we have to give it our best shot, and we have to prioritise this over the Premier League, because where we are positioned currently, it's going to be difficult to get top six, because obviously the competition is a lot stronger this year.
Yeah,
so we do have to prioritise.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, we have to prioritise. Yeah, the Europa League is the main priority, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't rule out Benfica. They're not a crap team, but
no, absolutely, yeah. I think, especially when they're a team that have always, been in European competition. You can never take them.
They've always been
for
in and
granted
around
and say, we'll turn them over. Yeah, exactly. There, and they've made it to the Europa League final a couple of times. So
yeah,
they have got experience as well, and it's not the easiest team we could have pulled, obviously. But I do think we will turn them over, but with ease. However, not comfortably. It won't be a walk in the park, shall we say?
I mean, the expectation would be for you to beat him easily, wouldn't it?
Oh, of course. I mean, but then at the end of the day, if we're speaking on paper, Arsenal should be beating most teams in the Premier League on paper. However, the game's played on grass at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that just rules everything out. I mean, should we be in 10th? No.
And you've got to remember,
but we are, and it's just about how you play.
It's a cup competition, and it's one-off game,
Absolutely, and it's knockouts now as well, so everything's tightened up a notch, and everyone is a bit more focused and on the ball.
Yeah.
So it will be a good watch. However, I do think we will. I reckon we'll win about 2-0. I don't see, or maybe 3-1. I think we'll have a 2-goal gap.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2-0. I don't think they'll have enough quality to win it.
Yeah, I think as well, going off this season, our stronger points have been the defence. So if defensively we've looked all right, I know we conceded 2 to Leeds yesterday. Yeah, and it's at times it's good, but it's obviously been a struggle. However, we have got, at the end of the day, we have got quality in the side. It's just about getting that quality out of the players.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with us, really, isn't it?
I know. I think with United, though, a lot of it is relied on how we were with Aubameyang last season. A lot of it is relied on one or two players, kind of. And you can't. At the end of the day, it is a team game, and other players have to have an input.
Yeah.
And I mean, you look at West Brom. Look at that result, 1-0. Who your main man scored, and
still true.
If he exactly, and he didn't have. Like you said as well, he didn't have his best game. However, he still had an input, and he got you that point. So it's obviously, you do rely a lot upon him, and he has got the quality. However, other players do have to step up as well. It is a team game at the end of the day, and if you play as a team, you're more likely to pull through. So.
Right, so going on from that, we can go on to the Champions League, and there's Leipzig versus Liverpool. Give me your thoughts on that.
Very much looking for. Well, if Alisson starts, Leipzig will be guaranteed 3 goals. That's for certain. So could be a 3-3 game if Salah turns up. But yeah, I reckon Liverpool now will be like Arsenal. Obviously, they have to focus now on this trophy, because Liverpool fan expectations are quite high now. Obviously, across the last 2 seasons, winning 2 major trophies, they will want to give it their all for this. So I do think they will go all guns blazing. However, I personally don't think they will win.
No.
I think it will be a draw. I just think they're not in the right form. I just don't see them. You know, you lose 3-1 to Leicester, and Leicester are not a bad team at all. I'm not saying that. I mean, look at their top 4, easy, much better than Arsenal playing this season. But I don't think that Liverpool should have really lost to them. So I think they are prone to make mistakes, and Leipzig will capitalise off that.
But then at the same time, Leipzig have got a big weakness in their defence, wouldn't you say? I mean, even though we lost to them, we still scored 7 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think it will be a close game. I don't think that. I don't think that Leipzig would necessarily breeze and dominate Liverpool, because that's never really the case when you play Liverpool. You never really dominate them. However, mistakes will cost you the game, and they do. As soon as they lose the ball, doesn't matter where it is on the pitch, that mistake normally will tend to lead to a goal. So I think it'll be a very good game to watch, and I do think that I personally think it's going to be a 3-3 draw.
3-3, big goal, big goal for
yeah. I just think, especially now, if you look at Liverpool's 2 main keepers, you've got Alisson, and you've got Adrian, and they're both prone to make mistakes. But the thing is, will he? Do you reckon? I don't know. Do you reckon he'll start?
I don't know.
I understand he's got potential there, but it's a difficult one to say. And look at Liverpool at the back, aren't looking as strong as they once were without Van Dijk. So it is. They are in a bit of a sticky situation. So it's whether or not they pull it through and knuckle down.
I mean, it's a big game for them.
Going off form.
If they win, it could get them a big boost, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously it's there for them. Liverpool fans will expect now 1 big trophy a season, which is a big ask, but for a team with supposedly that much quality, it should be more than doable. I don't see why they couldn't turn Leipzig over. However, due to the current form that they're in, I don't think that they'll be able to. I can't see it happening.
Right, so my prediction for the game is I'm going to go 2-1 Leipzig. I think they'll edge it. I think they'll just about edge it.
Do you know? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable prediction. And obviously, do you think? I mean, are you one to assume that Liverpool will be at cost for the goals, or do you think it will just be deserved goals, or do you think it'll be?
I think it'll be more that Liverpool don't create enough chances. Like, they might have 65-70% possession, but they just don't do anything with it.
Yeah, a bit back and forth. Not really. That's always a struggle. I mean, it's still not amazing. However, if you look at Arsenal at the beginning of the season, a lot of it was the lack of creativity game. You can hold the ball for as much as you like, but you don't win a game through possession.
Yeah.
So it's what you do with the possession, obviously. And I think Liverpool overhyped their midfield a lot.
Yeah.
I think Thiago was class at Bayern. However, this season
he hasn't done it. So
he's not brought anything. And I'm not saying now I'm by far saying he's a bad player, because he's proven himself.
No.
You know, in Europe, So I'm not saying he's a bad player. However, he hasn't proven himself yet at Liverpool. So it's difficult to say, oh yeah, he'll be class in that game when he hasn't proven himself yet.
Yeah.
But obviously, I do believe he will show his class at some point. But that it's just how soon he is going to start turning up in games, especially the big games, of course, now.
Right, so following on from that, we've got Spurs, your good team. You like them, Spurs? Good team of yours versus Wolfsburger.
To be honest, I reckon we could just move on. Don't you think? Like, just
do a little
not
5-0. There we
go
go.
on then. Well, I didn't even know they were playing. Yeah, they was playing a Wolfsburger.
Yeah, you thought they were playing Wolfsburg, the actual Wolfsburg. It's the B-Tech Wolfsburg.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Europa League, so anything can happen. But yeah,
they lost to Antwerp.
I hate to say it. And you know what it is? That's the Europa League way. If you can lose these games, and then everyone will take the mick. But at the end of the day, it's just how you perform on the day of the game. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but obviously, the reality is Tottenham will destroy them. Yeah, there's no, especially now for them, things obviously not looking great in the Premier League. Still, they're still in a decently position, better than Arsenal. I hate to say it, but they obviously, especially for most teams now, the fact that as soon as they're in a tournament, they do put a lot of priority on that because it's a chance for a bit of silverware. And I know Tottenham don't know what silverware is. But they will never obviously give up on trying to chase something that they will never get.
I think what you will see is with Mourinho, you'll see some ruthlessness in the fact that I think they will just win it 4 or 5-0. They won't.
Yes, I mean the trouble is every time Mourinho joins a club. Sorry.
Huh?
So would you say your mic kind of cut?
Oh no, nothing. Oh no.
Sorry, just for me, I think with the trouble is Mourinho has this reputation of at every club he's at, he'll get them a trophy, and now he's obviously at Tottenham. I'm not happy that's kind of his reputation. However, I don't think he'll be able to get them. I don't think he'll be able to get them a trophy this season. I don't see him turning over Man City in the Carabao Cup final, and I don't see them winning the Europa League because
he doesn't need to turn them over. He could do a tactical 20% possession masterclass, you know, one shot in the whole game.
But the thing is, I think as we've seen recently, I don't think their defence is good enough for that now.
Yeah, that's how Mourinho got his success, is from having good defences, isn't it? Like at Chelsea,
I know, and it's. You look at Dyer. I know some Tottenham fans like him. Every time I watch him, he seems to give away a penalty, which for me is very sloppy. So it's obviously I don't want to now say they're gonna lose in the against Wolfsburg, because the reality is they're going to turn them over and they probably will keep a clean sheet. Yeah. However, I don't think they're going to. I don't see them getting far in the Europa League due to the current format they're in.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll go 4-0. What are you going again?
4-0. I'm gonna go 5-1.
5-1. All right.
But obviously, it depends on the lineup they're going to play as well.
Yeah. I don't think Mourinho will change it up much though. He wants to get a trophy. Yeah, he'll play Kane, Son, all of them against Wolfsburger.
Yeah. No mercy shown.
So moving on from that, we've got a massive game in the Champions League. PSG versus Barcelona.
The biggest game probably of the week.
Give me your thoughts on that.
Obviously, going off. I mean, Neymar's injured.
Yeah.
And depends. You know, he is obviously arguably their best player. However, due to the current form of Barca, and I say PSG now are on paper the better side. However, like I said, games played on grass doesn't matter on paper. I do think it will be a close one. I think, especially without Neymar.
Yeah.
Wait, is it? I see. He is injured for that game, isn't he? Because it's his sister's birthday coming up. So
he got the stretcher out.
got the stretcher out off to his sister's birthday party.
Yeah.
So, I think it will. I think it'll be a really close one. But I don't know about you, but I personally see it being 2-1 to PSG.
Yeah, I think PSG will just edge it. I think they'll just edge it.
I think, obviously now, they've never been amazing in the Champions League. I mean, obviously they made it into the final last season, and they did show their class. I think now they're a bit more comfortable. They're a bit more comfortable in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And I do. I mean, they're not my favourite team. However, I do want them to beat Barca. So I do feel that they'll just about edge it. And they'll obviously want to prioritise the Champions League every year because they have got this reputation of not winning European trophies and being this boring club that just wins the league.
Yeah.
So they win their league and then that's it. So I think they are trying to prove themselves constantly, but it's just whether or not they have the quality to do that, which in theory they should do.
But it'll be an interesting match. It'll be interesting to see if Barca can get a shock, or because I mean they are the underdogs in this, aren't they?
Absolutely, they are, and I think the struggle is Barca have got this Champions League reputation of always being going far in the Champions League. However, you look at last season, although they did make it relatively far, that's not good enough for Barca.
No.
Losing to Bayern, getting thumped, it's not. That's not they have got higher expectations of that club, so it is whether or not they prove themselves. And it's been a while since obviously the last Champions League game, so it's difficult to. The predictions are obviously going to be a bit more difficult.
Right.
And if you're going off league form, Barca are not top. They're third. So.
And then PSG are second. They're not even top.
It's going to be a good game. I know, but it's the thing is. The reality is PSG will catch up.
Yeah, no, obviously.
I'm not one to, I'm all, me. I always say when there's a chance, there's a chance. However, obviously the odds are always stacked towards PSG.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they've got the quality and depth is mad. Like in that league, there isn't any team anywhere near them really in quality.
I know, and I mean, I was speaking to someone the other day, and he's saying, you look at Lyon last season, but I'm thinking, yes,
their best players to pie. The best players to pie, and I mean, there's levels in quality. I mean, I don't think he's nowhere near like a Neymar or an Mbappe.
Yeah, or an Mbappe,
and he's like their best player, their most influential player.
I know, and it's just crazy the amount of squad depth they have, and it's actually quite disappointing that they've never actually had European success with that team. I think it's a lot of quality wasted, in a way.
Mm. So your prediction was, what was it, 2-1 for that?
So yeah, I'm going for 2-1 to PSG.
I'm going to go 3-2 PSG. 3-2. I think it'll be a 5-goal thriller. Good match to watch for all the viewers.
I think, do you know what it is, though? Barca... I think Barca, if Messi turns up, and obviously he's more than capable of winning a game by himself.
Yeah.
It all depends. I think it all depends on Barca's key players.
So, following on from that, we've got my team are playing in the Europa League against Real Sociedad. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah,
on that one.
I mean, I'll let you. Okay, for me. I was going to ask you first, because I obviously may disagree.
Yeah, go on. I want to hear your opinion on it.
So, I'll go first. I think it's a difficult one, obviously. You come off the back of drawing to West Brom 1-0.
Yeah.
However, I especially, you got semis in the Europa League last year. And Sociedad isn't the easiest team you could have drawn. However, I don't see, looking at some of the games that United have had this season, I don't see you being able to lose this game. I do think you have the quality to pull through, and I do think that you will win the game, I say comfortably, But yes, I think you will comfortably, even if the game's 3-2, you know, for end result, I think the game you'll be comfortable during the game. I don't think you'll be that much under the cosh.
Yeah, no, I think we will win. I'm confident we will win, but I know this team is very inconsistent. Like the Sheffield match, I was like, I couldn't even believe it. We'd been playing so well, and then we just lose to Sheffield.
Yeah.
But it shows you in a one-off game, anyone can lose. You know what I mean?
It's literally, it's not. Doesn't matter what we do go off form a lot of the time, but at the end of the day, it all depends on the. So, if you have, and I think United, the thing is with United, or you have so many class players that you've spent big money on, and you've especially brought in. That doesn't include Maguire, by the way. But I think you know, if Bruno turns up, he makes other people click as well. So although I say it is a team game, if one player if one player turns up on his game, his quality can sometimes rub off on the other players. Yeah. So I think, especially in the Europa League, I do think Fernandes will have a massive impact on the game, and especially if you play Cavani, I think Cavani's shown his class as well.
Yeah.
I think you're in a really good position personally. As you know, I don't like to say it because I do see Man United as a rival club. I think that is the reality. But like we've both said, never underestimate an international team.
No.
You know, European clubs are not to be underestimated just because they're not in the Premier League. But it's an interesting thing, isn't it? You always do wonder. You do wonder if these how these European clubs would do in the Premier League, because the Premier League is said to be the best league, but when you look at Champions League or European cups, the Premier League don't win the majority of them. However, the competition in the Premier League and the quality of competition is a lot higher than the other leagues.
Yeah.
So it just will be interesting to see, but that's a bit off topic anyway.
I think we've got the complacency to lose this match if we do. If I think, but what I do think, I think it's our game to lose. It's not their game to win.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think. So, what'd you say in White Cut?
Oh no, nothing. I didn't say anything.
Sorry. So I, like you said, I would agree with that. I think, you know, it is your game for the taking. You know, Sociedad are the underdogs. However, they'll bring the game to you. You know, being the underdogs.
They will try. Because they take
you've got more than enough
seriously.
Quality in you. Yeah, and you've got more than enough quality to turn them over. So it all will depend on the day, and I think you don't. I think the thing is with Man United, you don't struggle creatively. You guys don't really struggle.
It's defensive
as much as other clubs. It's just defensively, and I think you're yet to find the perfect defensive combination.
Yeah,
and it'll be a good game to watch. Yeah.
So what were your predictions for that one? What are you going for?
I'm gonna go 3-1 United.
3-1 United. Well, I'm gonna go. Yeah. I'm gonna go a bit more conservative. I'm gonna go 2-1.
Yeah, I was tempted to say 2-1. However, I do feel that. I just do feel that. You have if you guys turn up, as you look at the game against Leipzig, no one would have predicted you guys are winning by such a large amount that game. However, obviously you play in the next time and you lose, so that does go to show how there is always inconsistency.
Yeah,
and it does depend on how you play on the day. However, that is 100%, as you said, your game for the taking.
So finally, we've got Chelsea versus Atletico. One for Pavel.
One for Pavel. I mean,
can't wait for this one.
obviously he's optimistic when it comes to this game. However, do we go with optimism or do we go with the harsh reality being that Atletico will probably breeze through them?
Yeah.
However, saying that, new management, I don't know. I think Chelsea are yet to have are yet to be tested under their new management as well.
But then, like I was saying to you, against Barnsley, you know, I know it was against Barnsley, but they played a strong team and they were pretty crap.
I know, but the funny thing is, if you look over the years with FA Cups, with the FA Cups, you can play as crap as you like, but you'll still get a result. And then in the next game in the Premier League, you know, you'll be absolutely fine. I think I do feel like there's different quality levels, like in different.
Yeah, but I don't think
competitions.
The thing with that Chelsea performance for me was what wasn't right was the work rates. Like you saw Ziyech and everyone just walking around. I know.
Yeah, I understand that.
I know I disrespect Tammy a bit, but you know he did play well in that, and I'll say that first. That he did.
Obviously,
he did well.
He gets the goal. It's even if you don't have that much of an impact. If you get the goal and you pull your team through, you've won them the game. So that even if you're suppose you're not having that much of an impact in the game, you've had the most impact because you've won them the points. So it's all down to one moment. Like you show one moment of quality, and that could be it. That can be the game done and dusted. However, going back to the work rate, I think Chelsea, like if you look at Ziyech. You know, Ziyech is so much quality. I think it doesn't matter how you can say off the ball, on the ball he's class. So he will be if he does. I mean, I obviously I don't really care that much, but if they do play their creative players, I think Mount is a good player. As much as obviously he gets disrespected, and I'm not a massive fan of him. Personally, how he is, you can't take away the fact that he's been their best player. He's been their best player. So
I beg to argue with Mount, but do I think I don't think he's a top 4 player.
He's been their but he's been their. You say that, but he's been their best player.
Yeah, but he's been showing it against. He's been showing it against the smaller teams, not against I don't think I'm really that. I'm not that impressed by Mount.
I mean, obviously it's all down to personal opinion, but you know he's starting over Havertz.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, but then Havertz isn't playing well, and he's got quality, but that's not Havertz.
If we're going off of games, Havertz stats in the Bundesliga were exceptional, and you can't disrespect Mount because he's scoring against supposedly smaller clubs. I mean, as we've said, it's the Premier League. The competition is high.
That is true. But all I would say about
you have to turn up in the lower games as well.
Yeah, he does, but he hasn't shown it against the bigger teams, really, has he? I don't know what I've seen, but maybe I'm wrong. You can question me on that. I don't know.
I think just a quick comparison. I think I've seen something on Insta. You know, they're comparing Greenwood to Saka, and the stats were over the beginning of the season and this current season.
Yeah.
For me, even when it's like the Leeds game yesterday, Saka had an exceptional game. Yeah. He didn't get a goal or an assist. He won a penalty.
But he's a great talent.
No one's going to argue. And he has an impact. He has an impact even when he doesn't get a goal or assist. A player doesn't need a goal or assist to prove that they're good or not. It's a bit like when Mason Mount come off the bench for Wolves, replacing Havertz. The complexity of the game completely changed. You know, and for a player that is exceptional, especially at his age as well. You have to take into consideration just because he doesn't get a goal or an assist doesn't mean that he's not a good player. So what he does to the complexity of the game, and especially in that squad at his age, is exceptional. But
I mean, if you take
you know,
into
he's
account his
obviously
age,
got.
then maybe you could say a point that he is doing
Yeah,
quite well.
he's got a long. Yeah, but he's got. I mean, you say age, but at one point, he's going to get as he gets older. If not much changes, maybe then you can start to say, oh, he's not maybe all as good as he once was, or he's not proven himself. But if he keeps going how he's going, you know, he'll be an exceptional talent. So I think it's harsh to have something against Mount when he's, you know, arguably being their best player.
Yeah. Right. So, what's your predictions for that one?
I mean, it's a difficult one because, you know, there is a lot of Chelsea have got quality in their side. However, new management, not had many games. I'm going to have to go for 3-1 to Atletico Madrid.
I'm going 2-0 Atletico. I think
Possibly
keep a clean sheet.
To keep clean sheet. Well,
They're very good
I was
defensively.
tempted to go for 3-1. Yeah, I agree with that. However, I just feel, and especially in the Champions League, Chelsea have got a good goal scoring record.
Yeah.
And it's where you go off that. I was tempted to say 3-0.
That's a battering.
Yeah, borderline battering, shall we say? It's going to be a really good game to watch because also Chelsea are quite unpredictable. Like, also they can also be unpredictably shit as well.
I mean, they have got as much as we'll troll them, they have got quality. They spent 250 million on their team, so they've clearly got
Exactly.
quality.
Like they've got no excuses for lack of quality, but it's that, and like I've said, they'll either play exceptionally, play some outstanding football, or they'll just be shy. It's as simple as that with Chelsea. For me, they lack consistency. But there have been times when they've maybe not been playing consistently, but getting consistently good results. And like I said, it's a results-based game. So as long as they win, you know,
Still good.
no one can complain. But I do think I don't see him turning over Atleti in any of the legs. Well, that's the harsh reality. I mean, you can be as optimistic as you like.
Obviously, they've got a chance. No one's going to argue that. But I don't think they've got enough to do it.
Yeah, they do lack.